So this is a different video. This is vaping vlog take 2. We recorded this yesterday and somebody, let's not mention names, forgot to put the sound on. It's a slightly different video today, guys. This is about the 3rd vlog that I've done now, and I wanted to share with you something that is one of my hobbies. It's something I do in my pastime. It's one of your hobbies too.
Yeah.
This is my partner, Jay. Hi. And we're basically going to go through vaping, how we got into it, our favourite products, our not so favourite products, and talk to you guys about it. One of the reasons I wanted to do this today was we get a lot of negativity around vaping, and that really winds me up. Quite a few people are really judgmental. They see big clouds, they see like big boxes like this one, and they just assume that it's really bad for you, and they make presumptions, which is fine. I mean, everyone is entitled to an opinion, but don't judge before you know about it. So I commented on a post recently. I shouldn't have, I do regret it. It's Amanda Hackey. She's a comedian from the USA. She's quite funny. She's the big girl that likes to dance and stuff, and I find her really funny. She shared a post about a guy blowing his lungs up. He probably didn't know what he was doing, in all fairness, but I commented with a few bits of info that I already know about vaping. I'm not a pro, I'm not claiming to be, neither are you. It's just something that we do, and a lot of people were really nasty to me. They ripped me a new one, they tried to tell me I was wrong, and I gave up in the end, but I made a few valid points. So less about that and more about the fun stuff. So why did we start vaping?
Because we smoked far too much. It was the long and short of it. We smoked, as I said in the other video, which obviously isn't aired, but we smoked about 50 grams of baccy a week, possibly each.
Expensive habit.
It was getting bad, and it was killing us, long and short. I mean, we were short of breath for small tasks. We were short of breath for all the time you wake up in the morning and you're coughing constantly. You can feel that heaviness on your lungs. You can feel that crap inside you, and you just think there is no point to this. This is just killing us. So we looked at an alternative, and we picked up a couple of cheap vape pens that were dreadful, but they did the job. And we found they weren't quite sort of cut and mustard, so we found our local vape shop, which is No Emissions Vaping, a brilliant place. We've got a magazine somewhere. Just advertise them really and give them a bit of a shout out. Ben and Gary run No Emissions, if they ever get around to watching this.
Did you tell them about the video?
I haven't told them about the video yet. I have been at that tonight. So No Emissions Vaping, obviously backwards because of the camera. But we got into it through them. We went up on a Sunday. We met Ben for the first time, who's an excellent guy. He's full of knowledge. He's a proper font for this. He's been doing it since before vaping, really, from the start. He started on little cigarettes, and then he pushed up to the spill pens, and then he started getting more and more into the boxes. He started his own store, and then he got some investors and got a big location in our local town. Yeah, so he does really, really well, and he's great. He knows loads about it, and so is Gary, his partner. They're really good guys. So we got into it through them really, and we started off with some real basic setups, nothing too fancy, and as we've got more into it, we've progressed really, and we've learned more about it, and it's just learning by doing really, and taking advice from the guys that know what they're on about. You can guarantee any local vape shop to where you are will probably have a load of guys in that have been doing it a long time and know everything about everything.
Always get advice before you buy stuff.
And vapers are the nicest people. People who vape are so good, they're so willing to share.
No questions too silly.
No, exactly. You ask a question, they'll help you.
I think it's better to go to people who've worked in the sector for quite a while, because you could be tempted into buying products that might be too much for you, not really worth spending the money.
Or it might just be a con, yeah. I mean, like, you got a lot of our local garages sell these like little dip-bang sticks. That's awful.
We're not slating them, by the way. Just want to point that out.
I am massively slating. All those sorts of products you see in the garages are just a quick buck for these people. They're not good products. Even the juice they sell is dreadful. It's cut with all sorts of chemicals and crap that you just don't want in your system.
I will also link in the down bar lots of places where you can buy the products that we'll talk about today. But before I go any further, myself or Jay, we're not paid to talk about these products. We don't work for any of the companies. These are our own opinions, give or take. Make what you want to make of it. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that know a hell of a lot more. In fact, I know that there are more people know so much more than us, but these are our views, and I just thought it'd be something different to do. So if you could talk about your setup first, if you like, your Sigelli.
So I'm currently running a 150 watt Sigelli box. It's in a silicone sleeve, which I'll just remove. does come with the silicone sleeve when you buy it. Very useful for if you're like me.
You can buy them online as well. eBay about £2.80.
This has got a custom skin wrap on, so it's normally silver. But the Skelly box is very standard. It has temperature control, which you can see there, the plus and minus buttons, telling you wattage up and down. You've got your button which fires the tank there. You'll notice on top is a very strange looking device. This isn't a standard tank. This is a Tobacco turbo clone. So it's not a genuine turbo, it's a clone, but it's a very good clone. Tobacco sell the best clones, you can get them all over eBay. So if you're going to buy a clone dripper of any kind, Tobacco are the top dogs for it really. I rebuilt this last night actually. Let me just try putting it apart. I think I may have just made a bit of a mess of it. But so this one's a bit of a strange one. It's got a huge bore tank, as you can see, and it has a small fan inside, which you can see there, which generates extra smoke and powers through a bit quicker.
So that's Jamie's setup. I'm going to talk about mine. I bought this probably about 2-3 months ago, maybe. How long have I had it? 2-3 months ago. I started off with an e-leaf. We both did. They were okay, but the batteries are inside the unit, so they're not removable and things like that. So you kind of have to have like a. Have you just broken that?
No.
You have to have a micro USB charger with you everywhere you go and somewhere that you can charge it, which really isn't ideal.
No.
And I found that I wasn't really getting a great deal from it. I could have been getting a lot more. What are you after?
That's my box.
So I moved on to this one. I fell in love with it. I did have the Kanga Subbox Mini beforehand, which is actually the vaporizer that the guy in said post had, which goes up to 50 watts, I believe. And if you're using a high nicotine juice with a high power battery, and you've not vaped before, you are going to cough and you are going to splutter. And to be honest, when you take a dry hit, so when the coils inside these aren't wetted up enough, is that a nice word?
That's wetted. The correct term they use, but it's also if the coil's burnt out and it's knackered.
You get a dry hit.
And it's not nice.
I can understand that when you get a dry hit or you've got a new coil or your coil's on its way out, you do get that sensation, but it's not possible for him to burn a hole in his lungs, not unless he swallowed the device itself and it exploded. But
it's possible that he had the coil was dead that he was using. That's always a possibility, and if the coil's dead, you are going to feel that. You're going to really feel that. If you take a big old lug, especially if you keep running at a high voltage, you're going to feel that as soon as you hit that button to vape. You're going to be like, oh my god, this is disgraceful.
One of the reasons I bought this was the aesthetic side. So you've got all of the male and female symbols. They're kind of like beveled in. They're actually engraved into the side of the box, which is really cool. I like the quirky little things, like it said the slogan, obviously Ohm, that's the symbol for Ohm. I think originally it's Omega, isn't it? Isn't it Greek or something?
Yeah, but it's a term used in electrics for lower than the ohms wattages. So sub-ohming is the term for using these bigger tanks to run down below to a certain voltage, which is below 0.1 of a watt, I think it is. I'm not sure.
You'll have to bear with us if we're not pronouncing these right.
0.1 of an ohm.
Both
so you get down below 1 ohms and you get into your sub-ohms then.
So this is the home wrecker. I really like it. It's quite quirky. When you're actually vaping, it says Clock of Insanity on the display, which is really cool. It's a really good piece of kit. I mean, I've read up a few reviews since buying it, and quite a few people are saying this is a high, top-of-the-range box, but in a few months' time, there'll be something else in front of it, and that is just the way that boxes, mods, strippers, etc., that's how it goes. There'll always be something in front of it.
I bought the Sigelli, and within a week they had 2 boxes, which were allegedly better, but I'm still quite content with the Sigelli, because it's kind of, a lot of the boxes now are really high-tech, they're really like, they've got a lot of features which allow you to be more in control of what you're doing, but at the same time they also have a tendency to sort of, there's more to go wrong. It's like this Sigelli is very sort of bulletproof. You can drop it, you can damage it, you can do all sorts of it, and it'll still keep working because it's designed to be hardy. It's designed for the hard wearing, whereas some of the newer ones, they look really slick and they look really nice, but they're just not quite as manned as this one is, you know.
On top of my home, so this box goes up to 150 watts, so if anyone wants to do some serious stripping and stuff, this will do it.
160 that goes to?
151.
I thought it was 100. Oh yeah, so I'm thinking.
So that's the max that it goes up to. I usually vape around 70 because it gives me quite a good flavour. And the tank I'm using at the moment is the UL. I believe the actual the model itself is the Crown. Really big airflow. You see these little holes here. Really good taste intensity. Looks wise, I'm not that keen on it looks wise. I think it looks quite, it could be a bit prettier. I like pretty vaping things, but for the actual tank itself, I'm really happy with it. The coils, I probably get through about a coil in a week and a half, maybe a week sometimes. But it's just an all-round good tank.
It's all to do with juice and what juices you're putting in it. It's how long the coils last.
On top, I'm using a soapstone drip tip. I got this for about £2 at Vape Fest. I've also got a blue one somewhere else I can't show you, but it's not great for bore. I mean, if you had a wider bore, you'd get more vape out of it, but I just prefer it because it looks nice. So those are our setups that we started on. If we move on to juices, like our likes and dislikes, I think that would be a good idea. So our top rated products that we both agreed on before we did this are the One Hit Wonders. You've got one of them, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got the Rocket Man.
So this is Muffin Man by One Hit Wonder. These guys are from California. Really good juices. They make great all-day vapes. So if you want something that you can vape constantly, not get bored of, not want to change, One Hit Wonder are really good people to look for that. They do their products only in these sizes. These are 180ml. This is Milkman. It's a combination of strawberries and cream. We're both vaping that at the moment, aren't we?
Strawberry milk.
Strawberry milk, yeah, same sort of thing. Really good flavours.
I've got the Rocket Man as well.
I'm not really sure what they do to coils. I mean, from our experience, would you say maybe
these are very viscousy, very
thick
juices. They do tend to burn through coils quick. But that's just nothing to do with bad juice. It's just maybe they're more designed for dripping, which is obviously custom. Dripping's a bit more of a difficult thing. I don't really understand it as well as a lot of people will. All I know is that you build your own coils for them, you wick them up yourself. So they're a bit different, but you can replace them a lot quicker, and they haven't got a sort of set built-in unit which is going to be feeding through.
Yeah. So we really like these liquids. I got this one to begin with. This was the Muffin Man. It sounds really weird, but I like perfumes and things to match the season that I'm in. And to me, this is a really nice, like, autumnal vape because it's cinnamony. It reminds me of Christmas and stuff. Really sad, I know.
Autumnal.
Autumnal. That is actually a word, believe it or not. Autumnal.
So are we going into windtumnal now?
Windtumnal. What would be a good? Do you know they should do Christmas juices? Would that be quite cool?
I don't know.
They'd have to be really careful on not making them like mince pies and stuff. That'd be quite gross, but I reckon they probably could do some. That's a good idea for any people that work for juice companies. Christmas vapes, and we well up for that. So these are our top rated. They're on the top of the list. Would you say that as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Milkman. I bought that bottle.
Not very long ago.
So you can tell it's popular. I mean, we normally go through about 30 mils a week, and we have really tanked this one off. They come with these little unicorn bottles.
Really cool.
So you can decant it and carry it around with you to make life a bit easier. They're great. They fit really snug in your pocket. So they're really good. And one of those, it'll last you all day. It's great.
Yeah. So those are our favourite products.
Top rated.
I'll do a favourite, you do a favourite. So my next favourite on top of the list, I tried this initially when you had it. I didn't like it. I think it was something to do with the fact it was a 6mg. At the moment, we just constantly vape 3. We don't vape anything in a 6 anymore.
We don't need to.
This company, I think they're UK. They might be American. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're Food Fighter Juice. They can be found on Instagram. Again, that's probably backwards. That's pointless. They used to be in a plastic packaging, which I didn't really like because how much is 60ml?
$22.50, I think.
At our retailers, they're $22.50.
You probably cheaper elsewhere.
And you get them in this little plasticky bottle. I really like the design though, which they ditched. It's more of a plain design now, which I don't rate as much. But I feel like I can get my money's worth. It's quite a big bottle of juice. It would last me probably about 2 weeks if I was going good with it. And I love it. It's the Raging Donut.
It tastes just like strawberry cream donut with sprinkles. It's brilliant.
I love it. I've still got a little bit left in there because I can't bear to completely use it up. But if you remember the Krispy Kremes that they used to do, and also Dunkin' Donuts in the USA, any US people watching this, the glazed donuts with the fruity pebbles is exactly like it.
You can even taste the sort of pastry of the donut. It's really good.
Really, really nice. So that's my favourite, probably second to Milton.
I've had lots of favourites over the time I've been vaping, but the one that's stuck with me constantly is actually local to us, and is Mrs. B's True Dairy Custard. It's a really nice vape. It's an empty bottle, sadly, but this one's a really nice vape. Good for all day. It tastes really custardy. It's really, really nice. It's like opening one of those boxes of Devonshire Ambrosia custard and just pouring it into a bowl and eating it with a spoon. It's really, really nice. Not that I've done that since I was a kid, but And the other one I'm a big fan of as well was another one by the Food Fighter brand, which was Pound It, which is like a lemon sponge cake. It's lovely. It's got a real lemony taste, but you can also taste the cakiness. I did find it went a bit sort of stale on me after a while, so maybe it's one that you use on occasions instead of all the time. It's not a great all-day vape because you do lose the flavour a lot and it starts to taste a bit cakey. But there's a sort of after dinner dessert. It's really nice. Stick it on a dripper or in a small tank if you've got a second tank. That's nice.
These Food Fighter juice people, once I've done this video, I'm going to hashtag them in a post and say, please can you improve the formula of the pound cake? It needs to be more. I loved it. I vaped it for the weekend that we bought it. We just bought it on a whim. We really liked it. And then left it in the cupboard and it went a bit funky.
Yeah.
And on my dripper, it literally made me want to vomit. So if you guys could have another look at that, please, because you'll have a really happy customer here.
I was a big fan of the other series as well, which I think again are local to us. One Dream, really nice. They do some quality flavours, really nice stuff.
Really cool design on there.
I've had about 4 or 5 of these. I've had the B shake, which it's okay. I like. It's
like Yazoo, banana Yazoo.
Banana Yazoo. The S shake was really nice. It's like a strawberry milkshake. It's really good. This one is the Walter White. Originally known as Heisenberg, but they had a bit of a dispute with Vampire Vapes over the name because Vampire Vape released one the same. I think I've got a full bottle somewhere, but basically it's bright blue, like Walter White's meth in Breaking Bad. So that's cool.
I don't know what meth tastes like, by the way.
If it tastes like this, then sign me up for some meth because this is really nice. It's like a blueberry minty taste, really good. They also do a Jesse Pinkman one, which is called Jesse P. It was originally called Pinkman, but again, Vampire Vapes and them had a bit of a dispute over the naming, so it's now Jesse P. Also really nice, kind of like fruity. Very
mentholated.
Yeah, they're all quite mentholated.
It's not like a lot of summer berry vapes that I've sampled and tried in the past have been really swickly, that's a new word, stickly and sweet. So it's a good combination of those two words. And I found that it kind of coated the inside of my mouth, which I really hate about juices.
Yeah.
But Jesse P is completely different. It's very sharp. And if you're looking for quite an acidic berry kind of taste,
nice.
It's really nice. And really nice on the dripper as well. You get like the full max from Jesse P.
Another brand we've had quite a few of is the Element brand, which come in these really cool packages. They all look like chemical bottles. This is a strawberry whip. Fantastic dripper juice. It's specifically designed for dripping, but you can put it in a tank, but I would recommend dripping it because you get way more flavour out of it. We've also had the Red Bull one, which is okay. It's nice. If you like your Red Bull and you want to vape it, then it's great. For taste, it's actually, I think this one's actually got a small amount of the stuff they put in Red Bull that gets you hyperactive in this, so you do feel a bit of a buzz from it. It's quite nice.
I should try that one then, shouldn't I?
We've had pink lemonade as well, which is really nice. Tastes like pink lemonade if you're into that sort of thing.
Part of the standard range. Obviously you've got the dripper range, which are a bit more viscous and they do last a lot longer. You can put them in a tank, but they don't really last as well.
No.
And this is what the standard range looks like, so you can obviously see the difference. Pink lemonade I purchased myself, and at the time I had an Aspire Atlantis tank. I don't know if it is a tank, I don't know if it's a juice, I've not tried it since. This is steeped, so I don't think I can use it again. But I liked this. It's one of those flavours, it is what it says it is. A lot of flavours you'll try and be like, no, that's nothing like it.
Lemonade.
But this really does taste like the cloudy lemonade, the stuff you can buy in Tesco's as well. Only issue is, like I said earlier, it coats the inside of your mouth. I don't know if it's just me, it might be different for other people, but I just couldn't stand it, so that's on my dislikes.
I know that we can't get them in our local store because they won't supply them to us in the UK due to some stupid regulations, but I know if you go on the Element website you can buy the slightly bigger bottles, which I think are either 60ml or there's something bigger, but they come in like the triangle conical flasks with a bung in the top. They're really cool, and they've got the stickers on the side, so you can have a whole array of them and they would look like you were running a chem lab.
I'll definitely link Element down below as one of our websites for you guys. I checked their website out yesterday evening. And everything's on there, and it explains fully about the different ranges and stuff, which is really cool. And it's good that they kind of aim their audience at the people just like normal vapes and also the people that like dripping. I think that's really good, like the differences between it. I think most companies should do that. I would prefer that because then I don't have to kill my coils off so much, but there we go.
I know Max VG, they do. Max VG are mostly designed for sort of big clouds, maximum velocity clouds. We bought Lanana. when we first started. As you can see, there's still quite a lot of it left because I wasn't a huge fan. Nothing wrong with the juice itself.
But mixed with bee shake, it's amazing.
Well, I'm still not a fan because it's got quite a nutty aftertaste.
It's like banana bread.
Well, the exact description is sweet mashed banana imbued with caramelised sugar, raisins and walnuts. The walnuts for me ruined it. If they did just cut the walnuts out, I could have happily baked it, but I'm not a fan of nuts at all.
I can cope with it as like we have emergency vapes in the cupboard that we don't like, and if I mix it with bee shake and a little bit of custard on top, I give my tank a shake out. It was really nice. That's the only time I can ever vape it. I'll mention these guys. I think they're UK based. They were at Vape Fest. Vape Fest, we've mentioned a few times, is often on June, July sort of time.
It's really good day out. It's absolutely free.
Phenomenal.
It's a bit of a drive for us anyway, unless you're local.
Free samples, vape bans.
They give you all sorts of stuff.
Really nice.
Yeah, you get to meet a lot of the sort of what they call famous people in the world of vaping because of the guys that design it. We met the guys from 12 Monkeys, who, if they've got around to watching this video,
nice.
Two of the nicest guys I've ever met.
We love you. I love you.
12 Monkeys is a really nice juice. They haven't got any here, but they have to start stocking it at our local place, so I'm sure we're going to be investing in some of that soon. So yeah, that's another shout out for them because they're really nice guys. So if they ever see
really
this
cool graphics as well. I can't remember the name of the guy. I feel really rude. I spoke to him. I fell in love with him because he was just so sweet. But he designed the little monkey to go on the logo, and I just, because I'm quite a graphic-y person, an artsy person myself, I fell in love with it. Customer service was great, and the liquid manga base.
Manga base was nice.
Oh, it was so good.
They do a Congo custard as well.
Anybody from the UK, the tropical juice you get from Tesco is a really bright orange one. It tastes like this.
It's really good. Really, really good.
What was that face? I don't even know.
I also had one from Juicy Owns, which is called Wacky Pony. Awesome graphic design on the bottle. Really, really fun. Really nice vape. Lots and lots of flavours in it. Lots of citrusy flavours. Really, really good vape. I just found that after a while I went off it a little bit, but I'd definitely buy it again, I think, if I ever come around to it. It's a really nice vape. So yeah, Juicy Owns, worth a look in. Really
citrusy good. Tropical one, that one. I didn't really rate it. I thought it tasted like you know that brand Daisy that do the cleaning products. I thought it tasted like how the washing up liquid smells, and once that image was in my head, I just no, not going there.
But it's like we said as well with vaping, each juice it's like drinking alcohol or anything really. Is that
taste palate.
Everybody has taste palate. Like I cannot stand whiskey, whereas Bonnie will drink whiskey a lot of the time and enjoy it. So I don't understand it. But it's the same. I like Carlsberg and she won't touch it. So it's all about taste palate.
Sounds like
at the end of the day. I mean, I think as well that your flavours taste change a lot as well when you're vaping because you'll develop what we call vape blindness, which is where you can vape in a flavour too long and you can no longer taste it. So if you get to a point where your favourite flavour is just not tasting as good as it was, it's not the juice, it's you. Stop vaping it, pick up something else for a while, give that a try, and then when you go back to it, it's like falling back in love with it again, so it's good.
The sound's not very good on it, you might want to speak up a bit. I don't know if it's going to pick it all up. I'm quite loud.
I've got dulcet low tones, so it should be fine. American brand, vintage.
Again, guys, if anybody like from this company, I say like a lot, I need to stop doing that. Anybody from Vintage E-Liquids watching this, we're not slating you. If anything, we're giving you constructive criticism, which is what you get parents' evening at school. Packaging, 10 out of 10. Only downside is you don't get a lot in here, and also the applicator.
This is a 15ml, but the applicator is not great. It's not easy to get into a tank.
It's like a little nipple. I mean, I can't get that at the top of my tank. So.
But these design-wise packaging, if you have a look at their website and just have a look at their juice packaging, they're awesome. They're like playing cards.
And also, these can pop out.
Come in a Zippo. They come in a Zippo design. They do come out, which is cool. It's in like a little spring-loaded flip top, which looks like a Zippo. And I said the packaging is amazing on them, so that's cool.
We got this when we first discovered low emissions. We went out there and along with our setups we were allowed to pick some juices, which was really great. Jay opted for the custard, which I fell in love with because a lot of people think, oh my god, that sounds awful.
It's lush.
It's out of this world. If you're going to go for quite a simple vape, something that's not going to hit the back of your throat too much, and you're just getting into it, any custard flavours are a perfect start. We also opted for this. It was recommended by our friend Ben. It's supposed to be like an orangey cream, but
it is really nice. But you can taste
butterscotchy.
You can taste the nicotine a bit in these.
Apparently,
it's something to do with the American brands. Is they tend to put the different type of nicotine in or something. Ben was telling me, and it's a lot more nicotine, so you can taste it. And they do have quite a strong throat hit. Now, for me, that's not desirable, because the way the juices are made up, which is why I know they're good for you and they're not bad for you, is because we read in a medical journal that somebody has done a lot of testing on this and they found out it's as clean as breathing oxygen every day.
Yeah.
There is nothing toxic going into your lungs, because all it consists of a vape juice. You get, it depends, if it's a zero nicotine, it has 3 products. If it's got nicotine, it's 4, and the 4th being the nicotine. You get your VG, which is your vegetable glycerin, which gives you your cloud. So the higher, a lot of the juices nowadays are 80-20 cut, so it's 80% VG, 20% PG. The PG is the polypropylene glycol. That was really hard to say. That gives you your throat hit, so that gives you how much, when you draw on a cigarette, obviously you get quite a strong hit at the back of the throat. The more PG, the more they throat hit. So liquids like Vintage, Standard, they have high PG levels, which make them a bit more of a throat hit. If you want that out of your vaping experience, these are definitely juices for you to try. So this is one of those, and the final product is your flavouring. So all it really is just, I think the PG stuff is the stuff they put into your cough medicine. So this stuff is not toxic at all. It's actually good for you, I think.
A lot of people slated the comments. I'm only going to go back to this post once because I don't like to be negative, and I can't stand negative people on YouTube. Don't bother talking about something if you're just going to bitch about it. But anyway, so one of the comments that they were saying is, oh, we don't know what's in it, it's really bad for you, how do you know? Most of the things that you can either buy in a supermarket or online. And I know you're going to say, oh, online, you can buy anything online, you can buy ganja seeds online, but you can buy most of these products in Boots and pharmacies.
Boots, your mum bought a big bottle of
she uses it
for using to make her own
hand creams and stuff. So
this stuff is readily available. The only hard one to get is the nicotine, for obvious reasons. It's a big bottle of nicotine. It's highly toxic. If you were to drink it straight out of the bottle, if you were to vape it straight out of the bottle, you're going to put yourself in hospital. So don't be doing that. If you are going to look at making your own juices, you need to look at, I can't remember the name of the guys, they were at Vape Fest, but they sell a starter kit. I'll try and find out who they were and get Zoe to tag this on the end of the video.
Back to the negative comments, again with the ingredients, we've cleared that up. Another thing as well is something I got kicked to the ground for, because I brought up the news story, and I even linked, I'm pretty sure I linked the news story website link thingy blah 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 in the comments about the fact that the NHS were actually handing out the starter pens. Now, I remember a while back when my parents quit smoking, so loud, all that airflow. When my parents quit smoking, they had these little kits, and I got one as well. It's got like a stress toy, breathing exercises, like a little card thing to keep in your purse to motivate you. They're actually handing out the little tiny pens. They're not great if you're going to become a pro vapor. It will probably end up in a frame because it's laughing stock. But they were saying, oh, that doesn't mean it's good. The NHS, although a lot of people say they're very underfunded and things like that, there is no way that they would release an electronic device with nicotine in it without doing enough research. So that's cleared up now. I'm happy that I've said that, because I think it's great that they're handing them out. If my mum and dad, if they'd have been around when my mum and dad quit 6-7 years ago, they would have totally bought them.
Well, your dad's recently taken up vaping.
He's hooked, absolutely hooked.
He took up vaping. We bought him an ED Pipe 2, which looks like a normal wooden pipe, which is a vaporizer. An incredible piece of kit, well designed. More of a sort of a showy thing, maybe more of an evening thing, because they don't give you a big hit, but they are really, really good fun, really cool designs.
Entertaining. Great
entertainment, especially if you've got not to typecast, but if you've got an older person in your life who used to smoke a pipe, maybe they miss that. It's a great thing to get. We got him one and he was so over the moon with it, and then he's now moved on to building his own coils and drippers.
He's better than us, it's ridiculous.
The whole mod boxes off of eBay he's picked up. He's taken on your old setup, which was the Kanga Subbox Mini, which is an all-in-one unit, which is a box and a tank. They come separate, but they're sort of part of the same kit. And he's mad on that. And he's also using my old Smock ECT, which is a really good tank. He's using it just because I don't use it anymore, and he loves that. He sits and tanks on that quite a lot. He's using a lot of 0 milligram juices because there's no nicotine. He just misses He missed initially the sort of pipe use, and then the more he got to the vaping side of it, he realised how much fun it is and how much of a good hobby it is, especially when he's got quite a bit of free time. He spends a lot of time in his man cave, so it's great for him to sit and do.
To sum it up, I'd probably say if anybody has any questions, any opinions, you're more than welcome to comment below. I'll do my best to respond. For technical side of things, I will get Jamie to answer them. For juice side of things, I think my knowledge on juice is a bit better after spending as much as we've spent on them.
I don't really change a lot. I'm quite set in my ways.
Yeah,
so it's
but
not
I like
one
trying new
flavour I
things.
stick to.
I'm going to do a fortnightly thing where we'll do a review video. We'll buy a new juice because we buy them anyway. It makes sense to talk about it. We'll review them. We'll credit the people down below. No bad views or opinions or anything. It's all down to personal preference.
Honesty, yeah.
And that pretty much sums it up. I'd also like to give some shout outs to people because I know hopefully they'll be watching these videos. Forecast_cloudy on Instagram. LCHU. What's that one? Etho Vapors, that's quite a cool name, and Amanda.Margot. Big shout out to you guys, thank you for liking the post. And that's about it. We'll leave it there, and hopefully we'll be back in a couple of weeks, maybe to do some reviews. So thank you for watching.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.
Start again.